It's Saturday morning and it's Esports Go here on Challenge TV. I'm Matt Brown. Big story surrounding Overwatch's Dallas Fuel. We'll get to that later as we talk about their match last night. The Nightcap Friday was the most intriguing match of the day. Teams that were going in opposite directions. Dallas, looking to avoid starting 0-4, took on the 2-0 London Spitfire. We start on Oasis. All right, the Fuel come into this map already down 2. They need to win the next 3 maps in a row to secure their first victory. They take some steps towards that with securing round 1 on Oasis thanks to Effects McCree, who helps mop up the Spitfire. Round 2 is more back and forth with great plays from both teams. Effect again finds ways to disrupt the Spitfire's healers and easily takes out Zenyatta. Not to be outdone, Spitfire's Prophet rains a Riptire from above directly into the Fuel backline. The point changes teams drastically throughout, but the Fuel find themselves at 99%. Taimu goes full hog, pushes back the Spitfire to secure the point, and the Fuel win their first map since their first map in week 1. 1 win down and 2 to go if the Fuel want to get their first win. The next map is Numbani and the offense is shining for the Spitfire. Birdring and the Spitfire push the payload with plenty of time to spare. The Fuel just need to make it all the way with extra time as well to force extra rounds for both teams. Despite their best effort, they make it to the final point, but in overtime. That means there's no time left for them. The best the Fuel can hope for is a draw on map 4. They have lost that day. The Spitfire end up winning the Numbani map with their extra time and take the 3-1 victory over Dallas. London got out of the gates strong and they'll need to keep it up as they jockey with New York for the top spot. Birdring and Prophet continue to be DPS stars as they've shown that they can take down big pushes from other teams. And Dallas finally brought back Taimu this time as he was MIA for most of Thursday. He wanted to be a leader again and he showed that everything is back to normal for the Fuel when he's there. On to the battle of the Offers. Someone had to get their first victory in the Mayhem Dragons matchup. Let's start on Dorado. This map was a competition between Logix and Tavik to see who could do the most damage against the Dragons. They were all over the Dragons. Logix at the end of the Dragons push helped secure the payload, keep the Dragons to only 1 point. When the Mayhem are on the attack, Logix switches to Widowmaker. He gets key snipes on priority targets of the Dragons to secure the victory. There is no stopping him today. Moving to map 2, Anubis, Logix is now on Tracer on defense and he goes ham on the point to help prolong the Dragons from capturing. They will not be able to stop the Dragons until point 2. It's no problem for the Mayhem though. Tavik is left in the far corner to snipe down those Dragons. Zushu comes to rain down his parade and toss him off the vantage point, but Tavik skies him out and grappled back on top. The excellent play of the offensive players of the Mayhem pushed the Mayhem to their first win of the season, a 4-0 sweep against Shanghai. Florida proved to be a team with strong potential as they were able to pick off Shanghai's attempts constantly. They have a good foundation, and it's now just a matter of adding those map and character specialists. Shanghai is obviously in a hole here. The next 4 days have to be to work on their own strategy. They can go into their Wednesday match with Seoul thinking they have nothing to lose. It's all about team improvement. Now, speaking of Seoul, let's go to their Friday match against the Uprising. The Dynasty looked to keep the train running on through while the Uprising tried to catch up. Let's get right to it. The Uprising start the match on defense. The progress of the Dynasty heavily delayed in part thanks to incredible monkey shenanigans from Gamsu, who goes into a primal rage, smacking all those Dynasty players. The Dynasty do manage to get the payload all the way to the end. It looked as though there was a lack of communication that no Uprising were on the payload. They brought them down to 8.9 seconds remaining, but nevertheless, the Dynasty are up 3-0. The Uprising push starts fast with excellent plays from Dream Casper to take out key players from the range, including a pick on the all-powerful Fleta. The Uprising do not make it past the door into the last part of the map. The Dynasty form a wall, and the Uprising never find a way to rise above them. The Dynasty take map 1 and the next 3. They finish the day 4-0. Boston tried their best, but it was another dominant performance by the Dynasty. Their rotations with good player substitutions and organized attacks brings them consistent success. Fleta's a star, we know that. But the team as a whole are so disciplined. They don't chase kills and distract themselves from the objective or the point. They know what they have to do, and they get it done. All right, enough highlights. Let's talk heroes and zeros. Swoosh is my hero of the day because he's shown how fun it is to be on the Florida Mayhem, leading his team down the aisle with a little Gangnam-style gallop and some big respect for finishing it off with the turn at the table before they sat down. And now my zero for Friday has to be the mercy violence displayed by the Dynasty's Wakid. Nearly all of his riptires found Mercy's face. Great for the Dynasty, not so great for a Mercy wearing Uprising blue. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back here on Esports Go. Welcome back to Esports Go. Now, the Dallas Fuel were playing without a team member last night, and they will continue to be without him for the rest of Stage 1. The Fuel released a statement on Twitter minutes before their match against the Spitfire, saying that tank player XQC was suspended for that day's match. XQC has streamed on Twitch Thursday after Fuel's loss to the Houston Outlaws, at one point shouting a discriminatory insult at Outlaw tank Muma, saying, "Go back there, suck a fat you know what." Also saying that Muma would like it. Muma is openly gay and basically shrugged it off. XQC apologized shortly after, as Dallas suspended him for a single match at first, but the league office made the additional decision to up it to 4, and finally the Fuel tacked on 3 more to extend it to the end of the stage. Here's the player's response to the ruling. He says, "Going to tank," and I think he means take, "this situation and learn from it. Can't get too caught up on what's done. Don't let this take anything away from the apologies, but we got to do and we got to work hard. We got work to do and we got to do it hard." Always doable, and some fans wondered if he had been blindsided by the suspension from his team, but he later clarified in a tweet that he had missed an email that let him know ahead of time. Now, the Fuel did say that they'll offer services, training, and additional support to XQC during the suspension. Now, 6-time North American League of Legends champions Team Solo Mid announced their new sponsor as Dr. Pepper. Fans can expect to see the oldest major U.S. soft drink and its 23 flavors at most events as the team tries to integrate them into their gaming community. You'll also probably see them on their jerseys. More teams could follow. This is already a staple in international leagues and has slowly crept into North American sports. It's not a matter of if, it's when. And just like it's a matter of when, we'll be back here on The Go. See you in a sec after the break. Welcome back. This is The Go. Let's take a look at today's Overwatch League matches. The morning match is a good one. LA Valiant versus London Spitfire. Top tier teams going at it. The Valiant are actually looking for a big bounce back after their 3-0 loss to the Excelsior. I'd trust any offense led by Soon to attack hard and see some success. On the flip side, the Spitfire has as short of a turnaround as it gets. Their match last night ending just past 9:30. They have to be locked in by 11 if they want to remain undefeated. Next up are the Gladiators and the Excelsior. LA will be coming off a big comeback against the Fusion. We'll see if this is their big win. The XL have been unstoppable, rivaling the Dynasty as the top dog in the league. Can the Gladiator tanks hold off the swarming DPS players of the XL? It's a classic game of good offense versus good defense. And a couple of 1 and 2 teams face off in the last match of the week as the Uprising take on the Shock. A couple of offensive duos will be featured here. Dream Casper and Striker for Boston, Dante and Baby Bay for San Fran. The more successful duo may be the difference in this match. And that's it for me here at The Go. Don't forget to check out our website, challengemedia.tv, for all your gaming news. Give us a follow on Twitter and Facebook as well. Sophie will be here tonight to cap off the week's highlights and news. Hope you'll be here. For now, enjoy your Saturday.